students. So today we shall study about the second Anglo-Mysore War. In last class, that is in last video, you came to know about the first Anglo-Mysore War that which took place from 1767 to 1769. So in this what happened earlier, the Britishers they were more strong when they fought the war, but later on what happened, Hyder Ali was on upper hand compared to the British. So now the Britishers wanted to end this war. So to end this war temporarily, Treaty of Madras was signed, that is in 1769. According to this treaty, what happened? The Britishers had helped to Hyder Ali. If any third person would attack on British or on this Hyder Ali, at that time they had to help each other. Understood? According to this treaty, it was signed between these both, that is between Hyder Ali and the British. But during second Anglo-Mysore War, this thing did not happen. Understood? So again enmity between Hyder Ali and Britishers, it was extended, and during second Anglo-Mysore War only Hyder Ali died, and the Britishers they became more powerful. So see here, second Anglo-Mysore War, which took place from 1780 to 1784. So many a times they have asked a question for 2 marks and all. What was the reason for second Anglo-Mysore War? So I will tell you the answer while explaining here. The political situation in Travancore and Tanjavur was the reason behind this war. The Madras Treaty had put the political developments in South India on a temporary hold. The British attempted to break the Madras Treaty when Madhav Rao attacked Srirangapatna with Maratha army. Hyder Ali expected the British support him as per the Madras Treaty. So here, the main reason was the political disturbance in Tanjavur and Travancore. So here at that time what happened, the Marathas, that is Madhav Rao, he attacked on Hyder Ali. When Madhav Rao attacked on Hyder Ali expected the help of British. So as I said, according to the Treaty of Madras, they had to help each other when the third person would attack. So when Madhav Rao attacked, he expected the help of the British, but the Britishers were very cunning. According to the treaty, they had to help Hyder Ali, but they did not help. So at that time, Hyder Ali he came to know that the Britishers are cunning, and purposely they did not help him. So here, but the British rejected the request of Hyder Ali and went against the Madras Treaty. Mahe, the French colony, was under the hold of the Hyder Ali. The British attacked Mahe and captured it. This became the reason for second Anglo-Mysore War. Here, when Madhav Rao, that is Marathas, with their army, he came to attack on Hyder Ali, he wanted that the Britishers should help him, but the Britishers they did not help him according to the Treaty of Madras. So they did not follow the Treaty of Madras. And in spite of that, what they did? They attacked Mahe. So Mahe, it was a colony of the French, but it was under Hyder Ali. And when they attacked Mahe, at that time what happened? Again enmity between the British and Hyder Ali started. So here it became the main reason for the second Anglo-Mysore War. So the capture of Mahe, which was colony under the French by the British, became the main reason for second Anglo-Mysore War. This answer you have to write. So next what happened, see now. Now the war was started between the Britishers and the Hyder Ali. The second Anglo-Mysore War was started in 1780. In the beginning, Hyder Ali gained upper hand. He captured many forts of Karnataka region. Kanchipuram was captured by Hyder Ali. The Mysore army reached till Coromandel beach. The British officers became worried. Hyder Ali attacked Arcot and captured it. So see here, now when the fight or the battle of the war was started between the Britishers and Hyder Ali, that is in 1780. Earlier, when the war was started, Hyder Ali was more powerful and he was on the upper hand. He was on the upper hand means he won. He was more strong earlier when the war was started. So with his army, he captured many forts in Karnataka. That is Kanchipuram. Kanchipuram also he captured. And next he went up till Coromandel beach, which is to the south eastwards. Coromandel beach. So now the Britishers, they were more worried. Why? Because one by one he was conquering the places. So now again see, he attacked Arcot and captured it. He also threatened to attack Vandivash and Vellore. An army was kept in standby by the British and it was led by Sir Ayerkut. Now next year, after capturing Kanchipuram, Arcot and all, now he also wanted to capture Vellore and Vandivash. So when the Britishers, they came to know that now he want to capture these all places, so what Sir Ayerkut he did, he kept his army ready. So when during emergency and all, he would take help of that army. So army was kept ready by Sir Ayerkut. So he followed Hyder Ali's army till Pondicherry. The French refused to support Hyder Ali against the British. Hyder Ali changed his war strategy with this development. He attacked regions under British control and captured a large booty of arms and wealth. So here, when Hyder Ali came to know that British army is now ready, which was under Sir Ayerkut, to fight with him, what he did? He asked the help of French. But the French knew already that the Britishers are more strong, so they refused to help Hyder Ali. They did not help Hyder Ali. Now again what happened, see, by this what happened, Hyder Ali he changed entire war strategy. War strategy means plan. Whatever earlier he had planned now to attack this place, to capture that, again next that place and capture that. Now he changed the entire plan of that war, and a lot of arms and booty, that is wealth or valuable goods, that was captured by Hyder Ali. Hyder Ali was defeated in a battle held in Port Noe by the British. This increased the confidence of the British and also changed the direction of the battle. Now see, again one by one what happened, the wars were going on. So again a war or a battle was held between Hyder Ali and the Britishers, that is at Port Noe. Understood? So at that time what happened, at Port Noe the battle was won by the Britishers. Hyder Ali lost here. So by this what happened, the Britishers, they again became more powerful. They got back again the confidence. And now what again, the Britishers, they changed their war strategy or the direction of the battle. But they suffered financial setbacks in Pulicat and Solingur. Meanwhile, by entering Salbai agreement, the Britishers were successful in winning over the Marathas and the Nizam of Hyderabad to their side. Hyder Ali died due to illness during the war. The war was led by his son Tipu Sultan. So here, at Port Noe, the Britishers fought with Hyder Ali. Hyder Ali lost and Britishers won. By this, the Britishers, they became more powerful and confident. Understood? Now, but what happened? They faced a lot of financial setbacks. Since they faced a lot of loss in Pulicat and Solingur. But still what happened, the Britishers anyhow they wanted to defeat Hyder Ali. At this time only what happened, a Salbai agreement was signed between the Britishers, Marathas and Nizam of Hyderabad. Understood? Anyhow the Britishers wanted that Marathas and Nizam of Hyderabad should come on whose side? On the Britishers side. So Salbai agreement was signed between Britishers and Marathas. Already you have studied. Understood? Salbai agreement was signed between Marathas and Britishers when to end first Anglo-Maratha war. So by signing this agreement what happened, the Marathas and also Nizam of Hyderabad were on the side of the British. And during this time only what happened, due to continuous wars and all, Hyder Ali he became ill. And due to his illness he died. And again this war was continued by his son Tipu Sultan. So here Tipu Sultan was waging war in Malabar region when Hyder Ali died. Understood? Tipu Sultan he was waging war in Malabar region. Malabar region means to the west, south-west region. The British tried to take advantage of Hyder Ali's death by invading Mangalore and Bidnur. they also tried to instigate the rulers of Calicut and Malabar regions against Tipu Sultan. So see now, the Britishers, they were very happy. Why? Because Hyder Ali died. Now little bit that army will be weak. Understood? Tipu Sultan, he will be not so much strong. So now what happened? They took advantages of this and they attacked Mangalore and Biddur. Understood? These all places they attacked. Who? The Britishers. And also they tried to instigate the rulers of Calicut and Malabar region. Instigate means they tried to encourage those rulers against Tipu Sultan, so that they could gain support of those rulers and it would be easy for them to defeat Tipu Sultan. Tipu Sultan thought of all these developments and decided to protect Mangalore and the coastal regions. He defeated the British. The Treaty of Mangalore ended the Second Anglo-Mysore War in 1784. So now see, Tipu Sultan, he came to know the plans of the British, that they are instigating those rulers and they are encouraging them. Understood? Why? Because they wanted to gain the support of those rulers. So when Tipu Sultan came to know this all, he anyhow wanted to protect Mangalore and also the coastal regions. Coastal regions means this only, Coromandel region, Malabar region, these all coastal regions he wanted to protect. So he wanted to end the war, but last, while ending the war, he only won the war and a Treaty of Mangalore was signed in 1784. So see, first Anglo-Mysore war ended with the Treaty of Madras, when it was signed in 1769. Second Anglo-Mysore war ended with the Treaty of Mangalore, which was signed in 1784. Next here they are given about Tipu Sultan, means how he was strong, how he thought and what all he did. Tipu Sultan felt that the British are the major obstacle for his policy of expansion, so he tried to drive them out seriously. He became the ruler of Mysore after Hyder Ali's death. He understood the cunning policies of the British. He considered it as his duty to drive the British out of India. So here Tipu Sultan, he was a very strong person, and also his father Hyder Ali. So but after the death of his father, he was alone to handle or to fight with the Britishers, but still what happened, his intention was to drive the Britishers out of India. Why? Because they have come from different country, they don't have any rights over India, so they should leave India and go. So he wanted that was his main intention, and also he wanted to expand his rule. He wanted to conquer many territories. So here he came to know about the cunning policies of the Britishers. Understood? Britishers anyhow cunningly, they wanted to gain those all areas. He knew that, and also he wanted to remove Britishers out of India. He waged war against the British throughout his 17 years of rule. He had clearly understood the cunningness, strategies, clever manipulations of the British. He knew that hurting the business interests of the British would weaken the political strength of the British. So here, during his reign, that is during his rule of 17 years, continuously he fought with the Britishers. Why? Because he wanted to throw them out of India. And also he came to know the cunningness, the strategies, and also their clever manipulations. Understood? Anyhow they will win the war. Anyhow they will take help of the other rulers to fight against Tipu Sultan. He knew everything. And he also knew that they give more importance to the finance or to the economy or to the wealth which goes to the Britishers. Understood? So by harming that financial, whatever the finance is there, by harming that, anyhow he can, at least he can, what he can do, he can damage the Britishers administration to some extent. He came to know. He also wanted to weaken their rule. If you want to weaken their administration in India, what he had to do? He had to harm their financial administration. So here he knew that hurting the British should weaken the political strength of the British. He tried to organize the enemies of the British into one group. So what he did here, anyhow he wanted to hurt the finance of the British. So whoever were the enemies of the British, he made them all on one side. Understood? He brought them all on one side. He tried to break the monopoly of the trade of the British over trade with India. These attempts further angered the British and their enmity with Tipu Sultan grew up. So here the Britishers, they had control over trade. They had monopoly over trade. Anyhow he wanted to break this monopoly. If he breaks this monopoly, what will happen? What will happen? Anyhow the Britishers, they will be hurt. Understood? The business of the Britishers will be damaged up to some extent. They will face a lot of loss. So anyhow he wanted to break this monopoly. So when the Britishers, they came to know that Tipu Sultan is doing this all thing, now again what happened? The enmity more it grew. Understood? Now anyhow they wanted to kill or to remove Tipu Sultan from that region. So here you know this. Among all the attempts done during 18th century to stop the British, the effort of Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan stand out due to many aspects. So during 18th century, world rulers or kings were there in India. In them, Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan were considered to be as more powerful, or their intention was to remove the Britishers out of India. The other kings and all, they did not think of dissolving. They knew that they cannot defeat the British with their traditional arms. Hence, they modernized their army. The soldiers of Mysore army were capable of using modern weapons and to drills like the European armies. So here, whatever the weapons were used in India by the kings and all, they were of no use. Why? Because the Britishers had more modern weapons. So Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan, what they thought? They thought of using more modern weapons to defeat the Britishers. And this all how they had knew? By the French army. Because in French army, what all they used? No. With the help of the French, they also started using those all weapons. Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan used rockets during the war for the first time in India. Apart from modern weapons, both of them knew that they needed funds in their treasury for the battles. So here, the first kings to use rocket in battles were Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan to fight against the Britishers. And also they knew not only using modern weapons, but also they need a lot of money to fight against the Britishers. Hyder Ali had witnessed many Nawabs going bankrupt while waging war against the British. So both of them took measures to strengthen their economic system by entering into various agreements and trade pacts. So here Hyder Ali, he knew that finance or money is more necessary to fight against the British. So anyhow they wanted to increase their finance, to increase their economy. So what they did? They signed many trade pacts and all with the neighboring kings. They nationalized the tobacco and sandalwood. They invited French experts to improve the quality of traditional artifacts of Mysore in order to gain better market share at international markets. So here they took help of French, so that whatever handicrafts, artifacts means the things which are made by human beings and all, like handicraft, embroidery, anything it might be. Understood? So they took help of the French so that there will be more better artifacts and more marketing will be there, so that they can earn more economy. So next here, Third Anglo-Mysore War, which took place from 1790 to 1792. So here now Hyder Ali was not there, only Tipu Sultan was left to fight with the British. The politics of Travancore was the main reason for this war. The king of Travancore built a fort in Kochi with the help of the British and captured Ayakota and forts from the Dutch. All these were the clear breach of Mangalore Treaty. So here again the political disturbance or the politics of Travancore were the main reason for this third Anglo-Mysore war. So in second Anglo-Mysore war, Treaty of Mangalore was signed between the British and Tipu Sultan. So here see what happened. The king of Travancore, he built a fort at Kochi and also he captured Ayakot and Kota and Kangalur, which were under the Dutch with the help of the British. The British captured Karwar, Coimbatore, Dindigul and other regions under the leadership of Meadows. Tipu Sultan entered the region of Baramahal and captured Satyamangalam. He later attempted to capture Tiruchinappalli but failed in his attempt. Meanwhile, Lord Cornwallis took over the leadership of the British army and he changed the course of the war. So see, Britishers what happened now? When the king of Travancore, he built a fort at Kochi, he captured Ayakot and also Kangalur. At that time what happened? The Britishers also they captured Karwar, Coimbatore and Dindigul. And now what Tipu Sultan did? He also captured Baramahal and Satyamangalam region. And also he wanted to capture Tiruchinappalli. So this all who observed? Lord Cornwallis. Why? Because he was the head or leader of British army. He was seeing this all. That Tipu Sultan is capturing these all places. So now what he did? He now again changed the entire plan of the war or the main course of the war. The British army captured Kolar and Hoskote and rushed towards Bangalore under the leadership of Lord Cornwallis. The army captured Bangalore and destroyed the fort. After capturing Bangalore, Lord Cornwallis sought the help of Marathas and Nizam of Hyderabad to defeat Tipu Sultan. Now here, Lord Cornwallis was the leader of British army when Tipu Sultan he captured Baramahal and Satyamangalam and attacked Tiruchinappalli. At that time what happened? Lord Cornwallis changed the entire plan of the war and again captured Kolar and Hoskote and his army marched towards Bangalore. And also see here, they captured Bangalore and also they destroyed the fort. After destroying again Lord Cornwallis what he did? He again took the help of Marathas and Nizam of Hyderabad to defeat or he wanted to kill Tipu Sultan. The war took another conclusive turn with the joining of Marathas and Hyderabad. Forces with the British, Marathas captured Savnur, Gajendragarh, Lakshmeshwara, Hubballi and other places. So here, now again with Lord Cornwallis or with the Britishers when Marathas and Nizam of Hyderabad joined, now again the war it took some new direction. Understood? Now again when Marathas, Nizam of Hyderabad joined, Marathas also captured many places like Savnur, Gajendragarh and Lakshmeshwara, Hubballi. These all places were captured by Marathas. Understood? The combined army marched towards Srirangapatnam. By capturing fort in 1792, the fort was destroyed during night. So here now what happened? These all three, that is Marathas, Nizam of Hyderabad and Britishers, these all three became aligned, they became together and anyhow they wanted to defeat Tipu Sultan. With the help of Britishers, also Marathas, they had captured many places like Savnur, Lakshmeshwara, Hubballi, Gajendragarh and all. Understood? So here these three also together what happened? They went to Srirangapatnam. Understood? Srirangapatnam and they captured a fort, that is in 1792. So here in 1792 they captured this fort. Which fort? Which was at Srirangapatnam. They captured and also they started destroying that fort, that is during night. Disturbed by these developments, Tipu Sultan tried to enter an agreement with the British. It was inevitable for him. He signed the Treaty of Srirangapatnam in 1792, which had unfavorable conditions. With this, Third Anglo-Mysore War came to an end. So here, when they started destroying the fort. By this, when Tipu Sultan came to know that they are destroying the fort and they have come to Srirangapatna, he could not do anything now. So he wanted to stop this. Understood? He wanted to stop this war. So what happened? Tipu Sultan, he signed Treaty of Srirangapatna in 1792, so that he could stop the Britishers there only. Understood? So this war, that is Third Anglo-Mysore War, ended with the Treaty of Srirangapatna. The British were successful in inserting unfavorable conditions in order to weaken Tipu Sultan. Tipu was forced to part with half of his kingdom, was forced to pay 3 crore rupees as war damage fee and had to pledge 2 of his children as a guarantee against the payment. He was also forced to release the prisoners of war. The British withdrew the combined army from Srirangapatna. So see here now, the Britishers, they made such conditions so that Tipu Sultan, he had to agree to their all conditions. Understood? Such situation only they made. Understood? They made such situation, and it was inevitable for Tipu Sultan to stop these 3 forces, that is 3 allied forces to stop. He had to agree to all the conditions. Understood? So see here, this treaty was signed, that is Treaty of Srirangapatna. According to Treaty of Srirangapatna, the Britishers had few conditions. Understood? And those conditions should be signed or should be agreed by Tipu Sultan. So what all conditions were there? See here. First of all, he was forced to give half of his kingdom to the Britishers. Understood? He had to give half of his kingdom to the Britishers. Next, he had to pay 3 crore rupees as war damage fee. Means what all damage war took place, for that damage purpose, he had to pay 3 crore rupees to the British. And also he had to pledge 2 of his sons. Understood? 2 of his children. That is, he had to give his 2 sons as hostage to the British until he paid this amount. And also he had to release the prisoners of the war. During war, the prisoners, whatever they were captured, understood, he had to release them. The British prisoners, whomever he had captured, he had to release. Now Tipu Sultan, inevitably he had to agree to these all conditions of the British. And Britishers took 2 of his sons with them until he paid 3 crore rupees. So these all things what happened with Tipu Sultan during Third Anglo-Mysore War. By happening of this all, what happened? Tipu Sultan, he became more weak. Understood? Financially also, and he had lost his confidence. When he agreed to these all conditions, at that time only the Britishers, the Marathas and the Nizam of Hyderabad took back their force and they went from Srirangapatna. So by the next, that is 4th Anglo-Mysore War, almost this Mysore kingdom had ended because Tipu Sultan had died, that is till 1799. He died, and again it was very easy for the Britishers to conquer all the almost southern region. So here you came to know what was the condition in South India and what all happened during 1st Anglo-Mysore War, 2nd Anglo-Mysore War, 3rd Anglo-Mysore War. So in next video I will tell about the 4th Anglo-Mysore War, and today I will end here. Thank you, students.